G'day, my name's Gavin from Summit Expeditions.
Simon, Midland Four-Wheel Drive Centre, opposite Lock Midland.
And today we're doing a brake upgrade and test on my cruiser. As you know, I'm really heavy. When I'm fully loaded for camping, I'm at 3.76 tonne, and my braking performance is terrible now. So Simon's going to help me out. What are you helping me out with, Simon?
We're using the new brake pads from Disc Brakes Australia. You've got the XP Performance pads. So they're specifically designed for GBM upgrades, heavier vehicles, and yeah, you will notice a difference. Them complemented with the T3 4000 series rotors made in Australia from Disc Brakes Australia. I think you will notice a difference.
Awesome. So we're going to go out into the forest now. Nice quiet track. It's a weekday, so there won't be anyone out there. It's a straight section that we're hoping to use, and we're going to set up some cones, measure some distance, and see how the brakes perform over about 5 different brake tests. See if they fade as we go through, and yeah, we'll do some measurements and get back to you and let you know how it goes. In a lot of ways, this isn't just a test of the braking system, it's a test of tyres and grip as well. And these tyres are actually doing a really good job of helping to pull up the car. So pretty stoked with these tyres so far. They've done about 12,000 Ks in all conditions, and they've only lost about 1 millimetre of tread. So I'm looking forward to testing them on the HEMA Top 5 tracks and seeing how they go, but so far, very, very happy with them. So as you can see through there from measuring it, it's quite a considerable distance extra at the exact same speed, but because we've done 5 brake tests now, she's added, well, we're going to measure it right now for you. What's that end up being, Simon?
Just over 3.5 metres.
3.5 metres. Bloody hell. So 3.5 metres extra from the exact same speed, the exact same piece of road, same car, same tyres. So the brake fade is fairly significant, really. That's only at 60 Ks an hour. You imagine doing 100 kilometres an hour, that's exponentially more. You're probably talking 10, 20 Ks. So 10, 20 metres even. So yeah, now we're going to go put these new rotors on and new brake pads, and we'll see if we get better results. Oh, look at that. That is a lot shorter. Like, it's only 60 Ks an hour. That's a massive percentage.
Couldn't have made that much noise before either.
So as you can see, that is the very, very first test. Simon is just grabbing the measuring device. marking it on the ground. 3.5 meters shorter. So that is huge. I'm going to do the math later on. I'll figure out what sort of percentage that is. But it was 12 meters before. It's 9 meters now. That's amazing. We'll do a couple more. One of the things that we had in the first lot of tests that you'll remember is the brake fade. So we're going to do 5 more tests. In the brake fade last time we added nearly 2 meters to the braking distance, and with this new system there shouldn't be any brake fade at all, none. So we should nail that pretty close every single time. Depends a little bit on the driver as well, so there'll be a little bit of variance, but that's really, really good. And I've noticed it already driving around on the freeway. Absolutely brilliant braking performance, much better. So stoked, really happy, because the brakes was something I was worried about, especially driving around the city. Such a heavy vehicle, not being able to stop, I would hate that, and I would feel guilty. It would be my fault for having such a heavy car. But now the GVM upgrade's good, the brakes are good, the car is safe, and Simon's about to do one more run right now. Oh, that looks shorter again. You've shaved off a couple of meters. So as Simon was just saying, he thinks he might have stomped on it early. What I'm going to do is probably something fairly silly, but I'm going to stand here at the braking distance, off the road, of course. I'm not going to stand on the road, but with a nice front-on shot of these brakes really grabbing on. You see the car is bucking far more than it did before, so this is going to be good. 60 kilometers an hour. That's awesome. Almost the same spot as last time. So as these brakes are warming up with the brake tests, it's getting shorter. So the first one shorter by 1.5 meters by the look of it. This one here shorter by another couple of 100 mil. So now the brakes seem to be warm, we might actually find it hitting the same spot over and over again. So it's important to note too, we're out in a state forest on a sealed road. It's 60 kilometers an hour here, so that's all we're doing to test these brakes. We're not going to go silly. And we've got a nice straight run where people can see us coming for miles, so we don't want to upset anyone. It's actually midweek as well, so the chances of someone being out here while we're testing this sort of stuff is pretty slim. So here we go again, this is test number 3. You can see the marks on the ground, a little bit over it on that one, but a little bit shorter than this one. How's it feel to you?
Nose is going down. I think those shocks need firming up.
Yeah, probably got the shocks a bit soft. but it looks good. That's awesome. That's test number 4, and that looked pretty short. What do you reckon? We've just done the after testing, so we had some really big results, and I was pretty surprised. I wasn't expecting that. How far do you reckon we improved in sort of percentages now the new brakes are on there?
60 k's, we were 3.5 to 4.5 metres, so you're looking at that 25-30%, is it?
Yeah, that's pretty big. I was expecting maybe a metre. Yeah. Which would have been good, like 60 k's an hour. Translate that to 100. You know, perhaps that's 5 meters or so that you would reduce.
DBA has actually done some track testing a while ago with these pads when they were putting them together, and they were getting 12.5 meters over doing 100 k's.
So we're going to put some of those stats up there for you as well, so you can have a look, as well as our stats out in the National Forest there. There's obviously a little bit of variance because it's hard to get your foot on the brake at the exact same point at the same time, but you can see a marked improvement, and we've got the measurement out and we've got the cones out there, and we had pretty good time playing with those brakes, I think.
Wasn't my car.
So I've got to thank the guys at, especially Simon from opposite lock in Midland here. These guys have been amazing. They did the install in about an hour, I think. Hour and a half. So it's cheap insurance, I think. These sorts of brake upgrades, when you've got a heavy cruiser, you can't buy that sort of insurance policy.
No, I noticed on mine as well. That's why we got into them.
Yeah.
So
good on you. Well, thank you very much for inviting me to your workshop. It's been an absolute pleasure doing the testing with you, and I'm stoked. I really am. So I'm going to stop without running into the back of someone while driving around in the city. That's always good.
Will be.
Yeah, too easy.
Right.
I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching my video. Hit like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you'd like to help with the creation of these videos, check out my Patreon page from the link above.